Monday, and we are back again for another week. And as you can tell, Bilsy looks a bit different. And of course, we have a new guest down in the bottom corner. Everybody, welcome Mr. Nick. He's going to be filling in. He's got the extra seat for tonight because I've got something a little special for you, which we won't start just yet. We'll wait till the people and the troubles start rolling in and we get a bit of an audience and people start chatting away. So we'll go there. Henry, I'm just going to move you on Bilsy because if I put...
Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
He's gone anyway. Huh? So Bilsy might drop in and out, people. Just so you know, Bill is on a boat, literally on a boat. He just left.
He's gone to Manus Island. Manus Island, is he? He's doing the romantic stuff with the wife, bro. He's stopping in there.
Yeah. That's where you buy all the duty-free goods. He's on a boat, so I don't know how good his connection will be. And he was literally sailing out of the docks as he left. So I'm assuming boat internet's not the greatest, and he was just milking off the land. So you might see him popping in and out. But the reason we do have Nick is from, of course, Briz Bricks, and you guys have seen him in the chat every other week, and we needed to get him on. Pretty much just to have you on as well, you know, even if you don't have nothing to talk about, it's just good to have you on as a guest, mate.
Yeah,
you
thanks. It's good to be here, mate.
Yeah, of course. But the good thing about it is Nick, Bill, and a bunch of other guys at BBX, so back in obviously that monster show we had a few weeks ago, they had a collaboration build called Realms, and I've got a video and we'll show it later. And what we'll get Nick to do, Nick will be our voiceover. Nick will describe what's going on, you know, keep a heads up, keep an eye out for a few dry jokes and references. He's got
Nick the show, right?
I mean, Henry, he puts you to shame sometimes. He's quick. I'll give him that. Nick's quick with the jokes. And for a lot of other you guys that I showed, I'm not sure if you were in the chat, Nick, when I showed him, Nick was the culprit that kept changing my Twitch sign.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing that I worked out that weekend was how many words Twitch can be changed into. It was entertaining, that's for sure.
It was good, clean fun.
Mate, it was, of course. In the chat, brother from another brick, what's up? Claire, how are you? Kev and everyone. And of course, Scareback weekend has just finished, Lego Fan Week. And then now, if you are in the Elite Club, the RLFM Club, their week starts today. So it's kind of the generic club finished yesterday. The Elite week starts today. I think I've seen Jay. He was at some fancy secret handshaking event. So, you know, I think they get to preview a lot of the 2024 sets each year, or, you know, the following year they go in. But, you know, PM me enough and I'll tell you the same what they know anyway. All right. So let's not stuff around. Let's get straight into it, hey? Now, let me just try to share this screen properly.
Yeah, it's going to go.
I will try to share. So most of the screens, the video, we're still going to hear us, but we may, so people that are watching, we may bounce in and out. I just need to try to find the best ratio to you guys get a full proper screen, which I think is this one. But even then, you know, I can hide myself and Henry and leave Nick, because Nick's going to be the voiceover. So let's kick into it.
You don't leave me on my own. I need some banter, mate.
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
what's that?
Is this the right video?
Yeah, it is. It's already got a voiceover on it.
I'll
running through it.
What's that?
We're muting the voiceover, so I'm going to run through it with you.
I think that'd be. I think we'll do it that way a bit better, wouldn't it? You think?
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want me to try lip sync you.
Nah. So anyone that didn't get to go to Briz Brick's biggest expo show, the BBX show that we had at the start of the month, we got into Realms pretty heavily for the last 12 months in the build-up. So even cosplay going on here at the show to give it a bit of theatre. But there's about 26 of us involved, and we start at the front here, introducing ourselves. That's Beanie with me, and we're having a bit of a banter. I was a bit of a wizard, he was a bit of a monk. So introduce to anyone that approached the realms. It's quite large, 18.5 tables. So we'd start off with this micro build, something that I'd built, about 8 months prior to the build coming together, I guess. And it just had a bit of a theme for everybody to get their head around what we're aiming for. So we had different corners, the blue, red, green, and yellow. So the blue Falcons were occupying the mountain there. And then over the archway, you came into the Red Lion Knights. And then that moved around towards the Green Forestmen at the back. And over in the yellow corner were where the gentry were living, and they were under attack from the orcs. So it was a good opportunity for the club to showcase all of our medieval minifigs and build a massive collaborative build and try and have those forces unite to fight the common enemy, if you will, of the orcs that were invading. So, we kind of mocked up a headland there and had a few farms and whatnot represented. There was a few little micro builds in there which represented what we'd gone on to build. So now we'll take you for the actual walkthrough. So we just drag the cameraman around with us. Go, Bilsy.
Each time, if you need me, Nick, if you need me to pause or fast or rewind, just let me know as well, and I'll control the video. But so just for people to get the general gist, like that micro scale is literally a map for a whole nother level type of monster, literal monster scale. That's what obviously Nick will run you through now. I know you said you had your base plate count for whatever hundreds it was. Did you ever measure it?
Yeah, the measurement's about 25 meters square.
What was that?
25 meters square it was.
Far out. All right.
So it covered 388 base plates. So everyone was kind of allocated, chose a table basically that they would display on. So we'll start at the front and center of the arch, and that's kind of where we linked the mountain to the castle realm. So the theory was you had this giant pillar coming out that they'd carved out of the mountain, and on the other side there was a tower that the castle people had built, and they finally had to meet in the middle, if you will, and start discussing terms and how they're going to unite their forces to defeat the orcs. So a few other the chess pieces up there from the Red Lion Knights and a lot of blue Falcons. And then Benny and I just took everybody through and tried to highlight some of the little characters. So hanging up underneath the arch, we had like a representative wizard and a skeleton representing all the people that had fallen previously in battles. And generally just follow the table around. I guess we'll let the video roll. I think it's going all right. Zoom in on the first little part here down the front. So this is kind of my table where we started. I had the original kind of kingdom minifigs there. They're like all the wise old heads talking. So you got the Muppet heads there as being like the three musketeers. And they're all talking and plotting about how they can bring the realm together to fight the common enemy. We used to have a jousting scene. So we'll pause it there for a second, Bilsy, just to give some background. Now you can see that. So there's a castle there on the right, and that we had a go at Realms the previous year, and it covered about 12 tables, and we missed a few marks. It didn't kind of link all together quite neatly, and so that castle we retained from the previous display, and we kind of built the story around that to some extent. So let it roll again, and I just zoom in. On the back was the jousting tournament set that I had set up. So I said to the people, like, well, that's been set to the background now because it's no longer fun and games. Wars kind of hit us, and everyone was basically fleeing the jousting tournament that we were having ready to go and take on these orcs. So is that rolling still, Bilsy? Or we get a bit of a pause there?
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, so there was several little micro scenes in there, that people could capture their attention. There was a lot going on in that castle as well. And we had a chicken count throughout the whole realm. So I think overall there was 150 chickens hidden throughout the realm. But Benny was focusing here on the castle, and it just showed everyone like starting to amass the troops, and we show a few of the clever little builds. So Marcus built that castle, and he was responsible for about 36 of the 388 base plates, because he also built the elf section that we'll get to down the other end. So that really was about the only element that was retained from the previous year's build as a bit of a link. So we had new players come and join us, and this table represents all the farmlands and all the amassing of the troops. So you can imagine we had several fields of corn and wheat and whatever was the go. I think we had a few vineyards there and some nice little. We might get zoom in shortly where they're actually jumping up and down on the grapes and making the wine. It's quite small to see all the detail.
That's what I've noticed, especially like, you can pull apart, just take, random 9, 12 plates out of this, and you've got a display on its own. Like, it doesn't even need part of the collab. Like, each person went to town.
Yeah, it was really good. And then we did have a 3 setup attempt. So we had our first, planning session. Just give me a pause for a second there, Bills, because I talk about that. It was a 12-month project, I guess, and we had a bit of project support within the lug over that time as well to bring this together. So we'd sent Lego photos of our first attempt at it last year, and they're showing what we could do. And we actually got a repeat lug support, which is pretty rare in the lugs, I hear. And as long as we can send them photos and prove that we've been using all these parts. So that's why we have like 150 chickens and 10
prove you could use them.
bloody mountain bricks and stuff like that, because we tried to use them all right and incorporate it. So yeah, we had a draft run, I guess, where we set up all the tables. Everyone chose their kind of plot, and then we had a Mount Gravatt show, which was our first setup of it, bringing it all together. And a couple of people were missing from that, but we had a good chance to make sure wherever the base plates met, that we matched the colours up, so you can virtually. They were standalone, like you said. Everyone had their own table, Bilsy, almost. Most people had 18 plates, but then when they joined or butted up to each other, we really made sure that they melded in so that you could hardly tell where those lines were. I mean, that was the whole idea. You build on base plates so it's easy to transport. You can't bring it in holus bolus, 388 base plates. So then trying to hide those connections so that you can't see them is part of the challenge, I guess. So yeah, we'll continue the story a little bit. Yeah, so we're just trying to travel down here. This is where all the troops are starting to get together now, and they're all fleeing from, like I said, from the tournament. This is really the Red Lions, and they've got a few of their weird and wonderful creatures that have been coerced and contributing to the spearhead of the attack, if you like. So we're sending out the big infantry first, because the Orcs have got some pretty wicked stuff coming at us from the other end. So we'll get to that. But the first table that you got across, so every quadrant had a 3 or 4 tables in their corner. When you looked at the plan of the thing, it actually looks like a bit like a castle, with the 4 towers on each corner and then the linking tables between. So the first table that we've got to link between the castle to go to the forest is through Dragon Alley. We zoomed in a little bit. Yeah, so I zoomed in on the tournament there because we basically had all the different factions represented there in the crowd. And I was saying to the punters, like, even the audience haven't left the bloody joust yet because all the troops are out. They're going. They got a mission. So the first challenge was to get through this Dragon Alley or the Dragon Pathway, as we called it. And they had heaps of different dragons going on here. You didn't know if they were friendly or whether they were foes. There was a fire-breathing dragon there that was lighting up the burning bush. And there was a water-breathing dragon right beside it, trying to put the things out. I think they were roasting a few chickens in there as well. And then you come down a little bit further, and you had the troops. Some were becoming a bit of cannon fodder. I mean, there was one dragon there sniffing the flowers, so it was probably a friendly dragon. But then the next one was chewing down on some cavalry. So there was a few bones and stuff hanging in there, and that was all part of the getting the troops through into the forest. So the forest was magnificent. Like, even though we had so many builders, I reckon there would have been 10 people on these next 4 tables that contributed to our forest section. So we had so many different trees. That first one looks like all yellow flowers on but they're not. They're dragons. Or squirrels, sorry. There is a dragon in amongst them, a yellow dragon, but they're mainly squirrels.
There's one right in the middle. I can see it.
Yeah. And then, people towards the back probably missed out a little bit. It was probably a fault of our Realms build where it was so deep and detailed that you couldn't quite see all of it going on behind those trees to some extent. So we had witch hunters in there and a healer's haven, and there was a Rivendell set put to the back there as we passed all these trees. And so these next couple of trees, this is where I was talking about earlier, where Marcus, we'll go first into the fairies picking the magic mushrooms in there. They were all lit up as well. Marcus is an excellent builder. So he built these trees that were 1 meter tall, and they're all just constructed out of Lego and all freestanding. And so this table at the end was his other half of his build besides the castle. And he had all the water lit up in the elven display here. And it was a real Lord of the Rings kind of feel to it, where they'll come in cap in hand to talk to the elves and say, look, can you guys join us in this fight against the orcs? And he had some real fine details in there, some elven statues, the plants and the flowers were.
And like you said, Nick, it's kind of because there's so much going on. You obviously do miss out on higher detail here and there and bits and pieces, but like the like Marcus's trees, they're on another level. Like that big, and
they were a meter tall, both of those front and center ones. Oh yeah, so he's and Snow Lana, yeah, that was Marcus Champ, and he deserves full. Like he did 36 base plates out of the 388, only surpassed by Rick, who did 48 of the base plates because he did the orcs, and we'll get to him next. But we'll just keep going through the elf section here because like it really had that feel of fairies meeting elves on the corner of the forest, and deep in the forest too, with those trees that were really sectioning it off from the rest of the build. Yeah, he is a very talented builder, and he spends a lot of time and just even when he brings it to the table, how well it all clicks together and how he transports it is very clever. So next to him was our mate Colin. He's a New Zealander bro. He's come over here and joined our lug with us, and I love some of his detail. Look at that, there are sheepskins there.
Of course, there's sheepskins in there.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but his tree detail was just as good. The thatching on his roof of his little forestman. They really told unique little micro stories, all within his. I think he had he might have been around the 12 to 15 base plates that he had in that little corner of the world there. And if we pause when it zooms in here a little bit, because there's let it run a little bit further. That's just showing the tree detail. It was all linked into the story. But in behind those trees is where we had the purple healer's haven hidden at the back, and Bill's strip is right dead ahead there. We're zooming in on it. Oh, okay. First, we're going to look at this tree that he was getting chopped down. So the idea was to fell that tree between those two rocks, because that's cutting off the pass effectively from where the orcs are attacking and coming through the forest. So, and
this is what I was telling you before, how you lose. There's such amazing detail that you don't even realize that you've even gone the tree's even gone to the lighter tan just to show that it's freshly cut. Like amazing.
It was very clever about that. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, so Bill's display is just behind that, about 3 base plates in and deep. We might focus on the trebuchet before we go to him, though. So this is a working trebuchet, and I think I got Colin to show how it worked. And it was probably the first time that it actually did fire quite well. So that guy has got his head knocked off from a previous attempt of firing the trebuchet. The beanie was going to have a go, and I thought, no, don't touch that beanie. You'll stuff it up for sure. Let Colin get in there and show us how this works, because this is really the battlefront, I guess, where the forestmen were really under siege from the orcs. So we'd had a couple of test firings throughout the morning, and these Lego bricks hadn't flown that far, but that one actually hit the wall. That was a bit of fun. First time.
It definitely had some spring to it.
Yeah, it was a really accurate build. And it's all just made out of Lego as well. He wanted some more of that weight. You can get those weight in the ships to give it that really downpull.
Yeah.
To really slingshot it a bit further. But now we're looking at Rick's ships there, where all the orcs are attacking. So just before we do, there's Stargate at the back. I made that little yellow castle there as a homage to the original Lego yellow castle.
Nice.
And we had all our brick stacks on a bit of a half table in there that was a bit blank in the middle, hidden at the back. What else are we going to zoom in on here? Because I think we've just skipped past Bill's build. Kind of didn't get much highlight in this video.
Right.
And that was the problem. That was the problem. There's something we were going to have to address in future builds. So having everybody at the front is kind of a big challenge. But we've got something else planned for next year that we're working on already. There's another collaborative build and a different type of realms, but not medieval. But anyway, we'll focus on this one. So here is where the orc ships, and so like I said, Rick did 48 base plates. Now, half of them were water, so it wasn't really much to build, but his water was excellent. Like, he had depth to it. It had movement. The ships were highly detailed. I loved where he brought in all these other characters. I think there were dinosaurs. They obviously came through the the portal at the back there or something like that. But they were
Hmm.
capturing all manner of beast and just raiding the land. We had a goat sacrifice there on the tabernacle, which the dragon was wasting away because they're cheap as chips, so you can just burn them. And I said to people as we came around the headland, you could almost see the line in the sand. And if you zoom in there, there's actually a wet sand line against the dry sand that Rick's built into the build. But beyond that line, if you like, you could see there was a section of wasted, kind of all the trees have been cut down, all the farms have been raided. And then we had the church there high on the hill because the church always takes the high ground, I should say. Yep, zoom in. That's Beanie's church. But Beanie went to town. He had a great table with heaps of movement. He had that watermill turning there. He had a horse was milling the corn behind there. Don't know if we can see a good view of it as it slowly comes around, but it was just really, there you go, really slowly coming around. And he had lit up fire, and then he had a dragon chasing an eagle. And yeah, it was but it's always the way when you're doing great builds. It's still the movement and the light and any sound and action.
And that movement in particular, so you've been used on a couple of different themes. It's just done. It's so good to have that chase looking. It doesn't matter what you put there. It makes things look so good.
Just gives something to draw the eye. And then Doctor Who made an appearance a couple of times on the build, so everyone had their own little things that they were hiding and playing with. So it wasn't just chickens in the end. There ended up being otters or a bloody goat count or
robin.
Yeah, they're the two robins there. Yeah. So they're having a bit of a powwow. Plenty of chickens you can still see hidden. And then we came into the other Marcus's farmland build, and he had a few significant things going on in his tree. So there was a bit of a Halloween tree there with pumpkins in the tree. We're focusing on the other eagle that was probably chasing the dragon. So it had a chicken tree. And I like how there were eggs all underneath that tree because you didn't know if you had to count your chickens before they hatched or not. And some of them were splattered. So that really threw out the chicken count as well. But he couldn't be bothered putting all the leaves on his tree. So he just put them all around the trees and called it fall.
Oh, so that's funny.
There was a few seasons going on through the build, and it did feel like that after you walked around it. Because I think I did this lap, 50 times, and it takes about half an hour every time to get around it, and it does feel like you're passing through a few different seasons on the way around. But
I can imagine.
So yeah, and every time we come around and go, oh look, I didn't see that before. Someone else points something out. Yeah, so it was good for us to even to get to see it put all together because it was a bit of a reveal on the day, right? No one had seen it all come together until the show
as a story.
Yeah. So everyone, we'd shared pictures and stuff as we were going and tried to link in where we could and stuff. But this is one of my favorites. This is one of our youngest builders in the club, and he built a Clydesdale horse. If you ever look at those feet on that horse, all he's done is use that one by, I don't know what you call it, where it has that teardrop on it or something like that, like a little ice pick or something. And
we're using for teeth or claws.
Yeah. And it really looked like I thought he'd actually got a Clydesdale minifig horse or something. Like it looked so good. Very impressive there. But anyway, that's a little story there as well, where the forestman had dropped the tree in front of that and they were robbing the money cart. So there was a bit of a tangible link there to the money was being produced in the forge, which is underneath the lava, which is the next screen we're just about to get to. So it was like a dwarven gold mine mountain, and the Blue Falcons had kind of used that to produce the currency of the land. So there he is. Kevin, I got him to come and talk to us about his build while we were doing this tour as well. It was definitely a little, even at the back you can see he's showing us there where the entrance to the cave is. We've got a little brick separator there, and that links back to where that tree was being felled. There was another cave, and that was part of the secret tunnels they had underneath the tables that linked the lands where they kind of siphoned the money through. And we can't show you the big Lego tunnel we built under those tables, but it was quite intricate. And then we had little up the back was the Lord of the Rings homage kind of little building up behind
the back left. Saw that.
Yeah. And so then this is Johnny, our ambassador's lava field that he built. So that was all lit up. It's all Lego on top, and he took us through a run through that and how it all works. So there's a couple of little hidden scenes in there. I think we had he had to test that a few times to make sure it didn't get too hot and melt the Lego and stuff like that. So it was a real fine tuning exercise to get that just to look really. It really popped. Oh, good. We're doing the inside. So this showed where the forge was. Yeah, this is where they were actually building, making the coin. And he had little stories around the outside of it as well. I think Anakin's up in the back of one corner that we'll probably focus on in a minute. Yeah, it was. That's there. You go.
Oh, come and get focused. There you go.
And then, which makes sense, right? He's on the lava.
It's so bright too. Like normally, you used to see a bit of LEDs here and there, but he's gone to town with them lights.
And the other one's a Minecraft with his pickaxe, whatever. He, harvesting Steve. That black. Yeah, Steve with that black. I forget what it's called. That precious mineral. Rock. Yeah, once the water hits. Anyway, and there's a big chicken hidden in there as well.
I didn't see that. I missed that one.
And that's our little Realms logo at the front there that Johnny had part of his build. So they're the wheat fields that you kind of pass through as you walk through there. We get towards our second last table. I'm sorry if I'm boring people to death here, or I don't know if you're enjoying this as much.
No, you're doing good. Our view count's going up. Keep telling the story.
Yeah, right. So we've got a dragon hiding all the treasure in there. Little cutaway. Actually, every time we brought this up, we I think Rick was kind of the best builder in the first time we brought it up, and then Marcus kind of got an award at Mount Gravatt. But at this show, we gave the award. Like everyone votes in the whole group. It wasn't just handing it out an award. And Adrian got the best table. So this table we're going to zoom in on now has got all his details. There's another TARDIS hidden at the back there. I think that might have been someone else's. But yeah, there's little stories going on. He had his dragon. Oh, we're just going to go up and look at the rock lobster on the wall there, because that's a B-52 reference. So I think Harrison had a few pop culture references up here. There was Witcher, there was Red Sonja, there was Assassin's Creed. There's too many to mention. I don't even know.
I like the Assassin's Creed nod. That was cool.
Yeah, he loves putting in all these little references there, and that wall that he built there, that was like nearly a meter tall as well, just to build of bricks. And then his castle was sitting up on top, and there's another castle up there just behind it, but it's so high up that it's almost frozen. Oh yeah, he had to put the eagle on top, even though it hasn't landed, just to beat my arch. He wanted to have the tallest part of the realm, so that's why that's perched all the way up there. You know, we had all little in-joke competitions all the way through, I guess, as we were. It's been a passion for 6 months or more, so
why would you not enjoy it?
It was good fun. It really was. And to bring it all together, it felt like a culmination at the show to finally have it all, it just works. It was such a great.
And this is what collaboration build should do: get you excited about telling the story, about putting it all together. But it was amazing.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a standout at the show. It was pretty massive. Definitely. And then so this is Adrian's table, and I was quite impressed. Like we just show people the base plates as well and how we do the mills design. So he just had Scooby Doo and Shaggy in there in the boat with a heap of food, and they were taken off. But I love how he did the water along the edge of that mills build with the clear 2x2 bricks. It really gave it some depth up at that end of the table, because then at Rick's end it was really shallow, right? And yeah. What else we got? I got turtles and all little manner of creatures just adding to. There was the Lord of the Rings was there. Gollum was there with trying to find the one ring on the jetty somewhere. They were building a little outpost there that was under construction. Had a paddle steamer. Oh, here, Henry, here it is. That is a better bloody serpent than you and Cade came up with. That's what that is. Hang on, we'll zoom in on that in a second. Oh, I was so impressed with that.
You've been called out, brother.
Sorry, Nick. It's actually not. It's way shit.
No, it is. No, seriously, it is. He's nailed it. He didn't need no guy with a 3-pronged bloody rod coming out of the water.
You're digging a deep hole, mate. You're digging a deep hole. It's not. It's actually not.
No, I've told Cade the same thing. I think he agrees with me. Even if you don't,
I'm texting him right now. He actually doesn't, mate.
So then we get to the biggest part of the realm was a mountain. And I know there was a bit of a mountain that I was climbing over there, but it was worth it. And this is a dwarven mountain with all the gold. I love the waterfall effect that he had here. So he's got you can just almost see the gold running through the water. I don't know what the transparent bricks that he used gave it that view, but some dead armies being raised. Oh, we gave the excuse that the trolls had derailed the bloody gold minecart. So that minecart was supposed to run. And that was probably the biggest disappointment at the show that didn't. It only ran for 4 hours the day before, and then and you couldn't get in behind to where it was lifting up, where it was jamming. And we tried everything to fix it, but it was like it was half a link out. So you put the link in, it was too loose, took it out, and it kept on spitting it. So yeah, there's the frozen castle for those that didn't see it earlier.
That's just flex in the tables that you get. That happens.
Yeah, and traveling as well. Like it just only has to unseat a couple of bricks. They're not clicked together as hard as they should be, and suddenly you've got that discrepancy. And so the minecarts didn't run, which was probably the weakest part of the build. Just knowing that that's something that I wanted. I pissed Henry off. Is he gone now? Has he? He's dropped out.
Cut out, I think.
Yeah, I just can't handle that his serpent was surpassed. That's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, his camera's not.
That's all right.
No, again, here he is. There you go.
It was good
No,
fun.
man, I was just it was too much robe. 20 minutes more of that robe. Oh, sorry, man, I can't handle it. It's freaking me out. It was freaking me out, man. I kept waiting for the final reveal, man.
No, you don't want to see that.
That's real Friday night stream. 26? I think you said 26 buildings.
Yeah, that was really funny because when I put it together, I did a spreadsheet up and I just put a letter of the alphabet next to everybody's name, and so that's how come I knew it was 26 because we got all the way to the end, and that also just highlighted who had how many tables, how many base plates had 388, and then I gave each quadrant like a team leader, and we were all knighted, so they were sir knights of the square tables that we had. And everyone had their little job to do. So, someone was responsible for linking all the roads, and somebody was responsible for making sure the terrain flowed, and somebody else was looking after the weaponry and making sure the flags were aligned, and just so that there was a bit of crossover between not just your own build, but then you'd go over and inspect another person's build. I think it'd be better if you did this, just to get everyone interacting a little bit more and helping each other as well, because some people are really talented builders, some people have some really good ideas, and so over the course of the development, it was just a way that we tried to bring the club together more, I guess, and share. We have nights now where we do a water tutorial or a tree tutorial and stuff like that to share with the whole club about how our best builder has attained.
I'll do a serpent tutorial for you next year, Nick.
That'd be good. I'll hold you to that. We'll need something like that. I think it'll be a bit of a serpent off though. You'll have to have a bit of competition there.
Oh, Jesus. If you ever build a DeLorean, I know a guy as well. Thanks again, dude. No, that was very good. I'm glad that, we went through your detailed voiceover instead of watching the video. And you pick and choose it. Now, for those who do want to go and watch it at their own speed to stop, pause, and do all that kind of stuff, it is uploaded to YouTube, that one?
Yeah, it's on our Brisbricks. Go to Brisbricks and it's got a link. Yep.
Perfect. There you go, Helena. Can you share Marcus's tree tutorial? Now that's probably not a bad idea. Like all the different trees are on that one. There's some good stuff. But again, go and pause and watch the video and work it out that way. But Helena, I'm sure you know how to make a tree. You ain't that bad. I mean, you might be able to think.
Helena, we had our tree tutorial already. Marcus did that in the club when we have our social nights. And this week it's going to be water. So if you get along to our social nights, you get to experience some life.
There you go.
Oh, Grizzlies. Grizzly's got some link thrown up there. There you go.
Even better. Yeah, so you'll find that the Grizzly and Adam's that quick. As soon as you mention something, the link's there. He's really quick at sharing that love. So that's why we've got to keep Henry on not mentioning his OnlyFans links, because Adam just automatically does it. So,
Put it up.
That's what his OnlyFans is all about. But let's get into some normal Lego talk. Nick, you want to hang out till 9 o'clock? Is that cool?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go through our normal Lego show stuff. The new Lego that comes through, and then towards the end of the show, we go through weekly mocks that people have.
Is my hair long enough to replace Bilsy or what? Have I got it?
It's long enough. It's not straight enough.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta go get your hair straightener out. I'm sure him and Jody fight over theirs. All right. Few things that have popped up this week. The piranha plant. Fan of it.
It's a nice desk. It's a nice desk item. Like,
Doesn't
it'll
fit
look pretty
with
cool.
my botanicals.
It's not bad.
It looks cool. Like, the shaping is really cool, and it's very authentic to very true to the subject matter.
Yes.
It does look a little bit like Audrey, doesn't it?
Is that from Rocky Horror Picture Show? Is that the one?
Not Rocky Horror, but that other Little Shop of Horrors thing. That other show.
Little Shop of Horrors. But for $95, I think they've nailed price point for once.
Doesn't look that part intensive, but yeah, it's probably worth $95.
$540.
Doesn't look that big though. It doesn't look that tall. Like, how tall is it? Probably 20 centimeters, something like that.
There will be a size on here somewhere. So, how do you reference any of that? Tell me.
Here's a shelf for reference.
Yeah, but does anybody have anything like that on any of their shelves at home? No.
No, they've done that deliberately.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. 23 centimeters. Bingo.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
I mean, yeah, you kind of expect it to be at least 30 though, wouldn't you?
Does it have one of those things that you tap Mario on top of its head so it fits in with the...
I'm sure it would. The barcode.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would. And you'd hear the that death sound that gets played when you get hit from it.
Actually, no.
Oh, go play it some more. You'll learn it. It looks like there's something there on his head. So yeah, you might have. It might be on there.
It looks like it's just a white circle, though, bro. To be honest,
could be that too. Well, when you buy it, Henry, you can let us know. Yeah.
When I get it for free, no worries.
Yeah.
I don't buy shit, bro.
I was going to talk about Lego ideas. I know we're 2 weeks behind. But we will save that for a full episode, so I might push that to next Monday. We'll get into some more of the mocks and bits and pieces I got. But one thing that I want to show this week, I'm guessing, I don't know about you two. You know who or what lo-fi girl is?
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen something, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
All right. So it's this girl here, right? So if you're I guess it's more for those that study or want like very non-vocal, smooth music in the background. You put this, so all the lo-fi videos all over the internet is pretty much this looping animation. It's of a girl sitting here on a desk, like, so if I, just to show you, right, if I write lo-fi in YouTube, it is literally hours of looped music that just has a loop thing, but it's just like it's soft music. It's nothing music. You know, there's all like a lot of people do it, and it's just to put in the background so you can study or you read a book, or it's just background filler music, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
But what I found was pretty cool. Lego have teamed up with official lo-fi girl and so turned her in. You keep watching, and actually turned her into a Lego lo-fi girl. Which I thought was pretty cool. Like, yeah. And that's all she does. So then it like this one goes for an hour and a half, and it's just calming, music, and then like here, it goes from day to night. But that's all it does. So visually, it's nothing extreme or crazy or graphically intense to watch, but it's kind of something you put on, flip it in the background, do your uni work, do your study, But there's a lot of people jumping on board that whole lo-fi thing now. But I thought it was pretty cool, like, getting something that I guess pop culture-ish on the front foot and turning it into Lego.
I'll send you some of the websites I use, Bilsy, when I'm bored.
Done. Can I put it on the stream though?
Yeah, man, go for it. You're going to get cancelled.
Yeah, but like, so there's a massive computer channel, and I'm actually mates with them, Australian guys, called Gear Seekers. Someone created him in a lo-fi mix too. So it's just him in digital with all these, his favorite things in the background, same sort of thing. He's just sitting, chilling,
Nobody sits in front of their computer that long without looking up porn, bro. Honestly, like
Well,
seriously,
he's
over
looking at
what
he's
4
looking at
hours?
giant
Like,
cat, Anyway, but when you start digging down that lo-fi rabbit hole, man, it's another world. It's awesome, which is cool. But yeah, it's another world. I literally have them on. I've got them on my desk at work. Just when I'm doing normal work, I put it on the side. So
yeah, mad.
all right, let's get into some mocks of the week.
Oh, who did this? This
Oh,
looks
Tell you
amazing.
what,
This looks
it looks
amazing.
like someone that's tried a serpent once and then came up with a bear instead.
Whose tutorial mock AFOL night did you go to learn this one, Henry?
It wasn't Brent Waller. Put it that way.
So what was your comment about this, Henry? It was a bit out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't typically build anything like most of my stuff's robots and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd have a crack at building something. It's for a work function, so it's a long story, but it's for a work thing. And somebody asked me to make a teddy bear, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll have a crack. And I just thought it was like I've never really built in that style before, and it was interesting. I learned a few things, and it was just it's way more
Is it
hard.
just in studio, or did you build it for real?
No, that's in studio. That's all digital. But I'm going to build. I have to build it in real life. But just looking at the way I had to. Man, the arms took me ages. I know it looks stupid, like in terms of just how like it looks easy, but I was really amazed. So people who do that style all the time, hats off to you. It looks awesome.
All right, look at that. Different skin.
And is it all tiles?
No, it's all plates.
Plates.
Yeah.
That detail's insane.
It's a lot of brittle brown going on in there. You're going to be breaking a few of them when you pull them apart.
Yeah, I think the one I'm going to do is going to be in tan, like proper tan. So I just built that one for a bit of just a color variation.
It's like you said, man, and the reception you're getting online is pretty insane. Like you said, you don't build like this to build with
How
brick.
tall is it?
It's probably about 20 centimeters thereabouts, something like that.
Oh, so you'll sell them for $94 like the
bro. It's got way more than 504 pieces.
I'll buy one. That's insane, man. Very, very, very nice. That's gonna take that much plates. That's gonna take you a minute.
It takes ages, man. It takes ages, and I've got to figure out a way to do it efficiently as well. Because it's literally a hodgepodge of 1x1s and 1x2s and all that to get the shaping.
Oh, dude, just print out the instructions and give it to Helena to build.
No, right. She could do a mosaic of that.
So is it solid?
No, it's hollow. Like it's hollow on the inside and outside. But yeah, it's way more like to get that shaping, I had to go really intense with the stepping of the side. So yeah, it was interesting.
But I'm assuming you're going to have to glue this if you're giving it to someone.
Oh, 100% is getting glued, man. 100% is getting glued.
Yeah. All right. Nice work, brother. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Nice work. I genuinely like it, man. You know I give you shit, but it is cool.
Thanks, bro. Your word means a lot to me.
Bill, dickhead. Bill sent me this one as well. Very cool player.
There's a lot of nice part usage in that.
Yeah.
And they zoom in on it. That's a good job.
This one, it's really cool. Too bad I can't hit rotate on the browser.
Right.
But no, very, very cool. I do like this one. Per sent me a chessboard, and there's been a bazillion chessboards over the years. We've all seen different styles and makes and stuff. But Lord of the Rings, not bad.
Yeah, that's all right.
If you're a Lord of the Rings fan. Brendan, yes.
Lego's due for another chessboard, right?
Pardon?
Yeah.
Lego's due for another chessboard, another theme.
What would they do, though? Because they did, what was the last one? The Pirates?
Yeah, we got the Pirates. So did the Castle was a big hit one.
Yeah. Have they done Harry Potter? Yeah.
Yeah, they did the Harry Potter one.
What's that new theme? Dreams. There you go. They're going to make a Dreams chessboard.
They can always revisit the medieval theme and do it again. Like, I mean, they did that. They did a medieval one, a couple of years ago?
There you go, Jason. Space. That's not a bad idea. So Harry Potter, classic, pirates, castle, not trolls. I don't think trolls would work for chess.
But space, you could definitely have two different factions, couldn't you? A Blacktron versus a Cloak or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Work.
Yeah, for sure.
Nah,
and,
you know what
how many shows have, between the three of us, how many shows have we been to where people have, done impressive themed chess sets?
Yeah, man. You know what you could do? You could do all the classic space on one side and then the women of NASA on the other side.
I didn't even know how to reply to that.
Yeah, you do.
Far out. Please tell me what else would be with other than the 3 or 4 women in NASA?
Women of NASA versus anyone. The women of NASA versus anyone.
Oh, because they're just going to win because of diversity.
They're going to smash it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bloody Henry. Hey, that's kind of cool. The pirates dreaming of having some treasure.
Oh, is that what that? Okay, couldn't see the detail. Yep.
Yeah, it's a dream bubble. It ain't bad. Like, he's living in a bit of a wooden squalor with some rats, and he's got his jewels and his kings and bits and pieces. Yeah,
you should be dreaming of a wench, pirate wench, instead of another bloke like there. It's a bit weird.
Hey,
Brendan,
the girls in the chat want to know: have you seen Barbie movie yet?
Me? I haven't.
No, Henry.
No, I haven't. No.
Well, maybe you guys need to.
Why?
Have you?
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
Is it all right?
I think you just.
Why am I going to go watch it if you don't like it?
Well, it's okay. It's not everything that I thought it was going to be cracked up to be, but it does make a good point that I think you guys could learn from.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to set my alarm clock. Nick's so woke.
he said both of us, Henry, but he was directing it at you. We all know it was going to you.
Oh, mate.
Helena said Barbie movie was amazing. She seen it twice at the cinema and watched it 3 times at home already. And then Claire said it was rubbish, 2 out of 10.
There you go.
That's why we love Claire.
You can have a bet each way, like whether you like it or not. It's still a valid point to see it.
Fair enough. Yeah, okay. And you know what? You're not the first person to say that either. I have heard the same comments about it. So.
I know what the movie's about. I have this really weird hobby. Sorry, it actually isn't a hobby. It's like when I want to see a movie, but I don't have the time, I read the Wikipedia on it just because I'm curious, like what the movie's about. So I do know what the movie's about.
Okay.
It's a weird thing.
I do the same when Lego Masters comes on TV.
Like off topic. You know what a really good Aussie movie that I watched the other day? It was actually Ripper. Talk to Me. That was great. I don't know if you've seen it, Bilsy. It's a horror movie. Well, it's not really a horror movie, but it was really good. Really, really good.
Okay. No.
I've seen it. No, I've seen The Castle.
Please.
Jason, Cocaine Bear, 8 out of 10. No, 4 out of 10 for Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear was mad.
No, it wasn't. All right. I've got no more mocks, but I do have from Jay's page. So for those that don't know, obviously Scareback weekend was this weekend. And I'm assuming it's going to become a very big thing now that every year they're picking, say, I don't know how many, maybe 20 Lego designers and putting their sets in their gallery. So this year, a whole nother new range start and the old range finish.
We got an odd represent, didn't we, with the dress that she built?
The dress, yeah.
We were down. We saw Fleur wearing it when she was down there last year
in Melbourne. Yeah. What's her name? I keep forgetting her name. I feel so bad. Hold on. Is it not Donna?
Leanne? No, I'm guessing. I don't know.
Veronica Young.
Right.
There you go. Veronica Young.
That's it.
And yeah, I did see Tamara in some photos over there. I don't know if did Tamara actually have a set put in.
No, did she?
Yeah, Tamara, she did. She had a Beauty and the Beast stuff. Her Beauty and the Beast stuff, her clock.
So that went in, did it?
Right? Yeah, that was.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it was at the house, but it was definitely at the Scareback weekend.
Okay. Yeah, because I seen her there. I just wasn't. I know Veronica got her dress. Same with Blackley Cat, got his mechs in for the next year.
Yeah, that's mad. So do they do that once a year? Do they like just refresh?
Well,
the box
okay. So this is the page I had up on Jay's. Jay's went through. This is a new post, but Jay went through who was in here for the last 12 months.
I know Joss was in there last year.
So yeah, Joss had his creatures in there, and then there's a few as you go down, and some of these builds are next level, insanely good.
Yeah. This is a cream of the crop of builders.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it depends who gets to pick, but yeah, you can't knock any of them. Like the designs and the sets. Oh, this guy's cool. This guy, I know this guy. He built the Walkman.
All right.
The Sony Walkman tape and headphones.
Is that a different?
So these are all
Atari?
last year's. Pardon?
Is that a different Atari, Bilsy?
No, it's just a different model. Everybody's used to the generic one with the orange buttons. This was an earlier with the.
So that's not the set. That's not the set. The Atari.
No,
set.
no, not at all. No, not even close. And Beatles covers.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Oh yeah, they're detailed, aren't they? They're good.
They're better than their own art sets.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was obviously last year there, Rolex.
I love that guy's stuff. That's mad.
Yeah, is it asterisks, obliques?
Asterisks, I want to see them in mid-pigs. Bring me the goals.
So yeah, these are obviously last year's ones, and there's a couple of look at that, couple of stuff going in this year. Jay hasn't put his gallery, I guess you could call it, up yet. But just to get, I guess, asked to be part of this is that's got to be the pinnacle. Like how much higher do you get than this?
Do they apply, Bilsy, or do they get asked?
Well, I don't know. We can ask Veronica next time when she comes back home.
Yeah, cool.
Sure. I personally don't know.
I love that, Mandrill.
I reckon that's invitation only. They're going around picking the eyes out of everything around the world and going, "Hey, you guys come put that in our shop."
Well, you got to think too. So when Veronica had her dress at Brickvention, Jan Bayer was at Brickvention with her, so he would have seen it, there and then. So I'm guessing it's invitation and ask. So I'm sure, Lego are putting their hand out and asking.
Well, we're not taking Realms build there. Sorry.
Yeah, that's obvious, man. I could have told you that before.
No, because we destroyed it already. We've broken it down.
Nick, come on, you got to know what to expect when you come on here.
Come on, man. This is the Bilsy show, mate. This isn't.
I felt the burn.
This is the Bilsy show. This ain't
Nick's
any other
going to be part of it. Nick's never coming on again now. You watch. And it'll be like, "Oh, Nick, can I be part of it?" Piss off, mate.
No, I give as good as I get. It's all good.
Yeah, no, you're quick. I'll give you that one. You're quick. You're both quick. It's good. I like it. But obviously with the Scareback and the other stuff, the weekend coming in, it's like I said, you get asked to get your mock put on display in the Lego house behind glass for a year. I guess take money value out of it. What would you prefer? Your idea set getting through or getting in there?
Idea set, bro. I'm not about the money straight away.
Okay. Without money.
Ideas, for sure.
Okay. Nick?
No, I'd rather have the accolade. I think I'd like it'd be pretty cool to be in there. Especially if you get the invite to go over there as well and set it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, you think about it, it's a 50-50 sword. There's so much benefit and clout in our industry, in our community, for both sides to be good.
Yeah. There'd be intrinsic.
But you think of it like how, let's use Blackley Cat, right? And Henry, more than anyone, his mechs are detailed and built very well. Like the man knows how to build a mech, right? But he's been invited. It's at the Lego house for 12 months. Awesome stuff. And they probably do get, cash $1,000 of sets, whatever. There's probably some sort of, plus your trip and your little cream on top. There's probably something there. But how many Gundams, how many mechs have you seen just rinse and repeated through ideas that no one's picked up? You know what I mean? Like it's
Well, even
it's-
Henry's built a mech, so it's not hard.
Oh, no worries.
1-1.
Oh, if you really want, let's tee off then, Bilsy. We'll start teeing off then.
Mate. Well,
No,
I mean, you know, we can
it's
always
funny
go back
saying
to good old. Go on.
No, I was just going to say with Blackie Cat, it's weird. I find it weird that they chose him, to be honest, because he does work a lot with third party brick stuff, right? That is a bit weird in my opinion.
So let's use Veronica's dress, right?
Yeah.
Even better. You would see that the Lego house invite is much more of a classier, like a showing of how good you can build compared to Lego ideas sets becoming through, because I mean they put Seinfeld through. So how do you know?
Yeah. So Snowlane has clarified for us that Masterpiece Gallery is invitation only, and it was Jan who invited Veronica after seeing a dress at Brick
There you
Bench.
go, yeah, like I thought. Yeah, because Jan hung out all that weekend and like he was.
And so Blackie Cat was there too. And Blackie Cat was there at Brickvention as well.
Yeah. And you know what? Why not? We all know it. That technically, it is the biggest one in Australia. So if you've got something to flex, it's where you're going to take
Full
it.
of Victorians, though. That's the problem, man.
Yeah, we're taking the bar up though. Seriously.
Oh man, we've said it since last year and this year. BBX is coming fast, hard and fast, like for sure. And look at this year yourself, Nick. How many people were up here from Sydney and Melbourne?
Oh no,
and,
Henry
and New Zealand. Like
let the side down there, didn't he?
Oh.
Next year, right, Henry? Next year, you're gonna have a crack?
No.
Oh. Look, I don't need you to build something. I just want you to show your face. That's all.
Just bring your teddy bear, mate.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Very funny, very very funny. I loved it. All right, let's wrap it up. What a good stream. You know, I didn't think we were going to get an hour out of tonight, but I'm glad.
Oh man, I thought you were struggling after when Nick logged on and was talking for about 20 minutes. I thought you're
get
really...
out of it. No, but I do appreciate Nick coming in, and the good thing about it, and I really did like it because it's different. We finally had something different than me, Henry, and Bill talking shit for an hour. Nick took us through the realm stuff, and like you said, it was 388 base plates. Everything's got a story. It's next level interesting. And then again, where the BBX are doing it again next year, BBX, and I'm only going to assume that you're probably going to hit 400 base plates. I mean,
No, we've got a new idea. It's going to go next level again. We'll see. Not letting
What's the cosplay? What's the cosplay with that one, Nick?
Fantasy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a loose topic.
It is. You've got to leave it open.
You should do a Barbie and Ken one. You should do 400 base plates of Barbie, and you'd be the
Just pink base plates.
Yeah, man. You could be the woke Ken.
I'm more like an Alan.
Before we do head off, Helena, yes, thank you for mentioning it. I will do a quick shout out. The Canberra Brick Show is literally around the corner. What page am I looking at this one?
28th, 29th of October, is it?
Mate, nailed it. 28th, 29th of October, Canberra Brick Show. I did see a post go out today for those exhibitors. They were soon to get their exhibitor emails, that kind of. There we go. Show confirmations coming out tonight. So those that applied, you'll get your thumbs up or your thumbs down coming out tonight.
I'll let
and
you
those
know,
that are going to go watch it, check it out.
I got my confirmation to go to Brickvention next year.
You're going to be there. Nice.
I'm displaying.
Very, very good. I got mine. I don't know if I'm going to roll through with it, but I'll be there either way. It's the whole trekking my stuff down that's slowing me down, but we'll see how that rolls. I'm sure I'll find something.
How's it go in the plane? Does it just get wrecked in the plane or what?
No, well, DJ kits have road cases, so I might just pay the extra luggage and lug it with me.
Yep.
We'll see how we go. We'll see.
You'll
how we
have
go.
prime.
Anyway,
You'll have prime position amongst the kids' bills, bro.
Mate, it's where I belong. We'll be back Wednesday night. Of course, I don't think we'll have Bill Wednesday night. He'll be, on some other island at Club Med or somewhere floating around with Jody, doing his thing. I think it was Vanuatu where they left tonight and we kind of dropped reception for 5 minutes.
He'll spend the next 6 weeks trying to get back in from immigration, bro, from Manus Island. Don't worry.
Good on you. And everybody, of course, big thanks to Nick and BBX and the whole realms and stuff. But as Nick said, now he's ready and getting pumped for Brickvention as we are. And then, of course, go and look for BBX on Facebook. You can find more videos and more realms stuff and all that kind of things.
We do a Breeze Bricks TV. There's several things coming out on the platform, so you can see other displays as well. It's not just the one.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even if you search Breeze Bricks TV on YouTube, there's quite a few videos that are up there as well. It's very awesome. And then Grizzly, obviously, thank you for dropping that link. My man, he's onto it. And yeah, again, very awesome show. See you later, everyone.
Thanks. Out.